Now, a security expert, Dr. Dickson Osajie, joins me now to look at the significance of the successes gained by the military in waging the banditry and insurgency war in some parts of the north. Dr. Dickson, thank you so much for joining us. You're welcome on the news.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Dickson. Now, I think my first question is going to be, can we have a quick assessment of the security situation in Plateau State in particular?
Oh, thank you very much. The news coming from the Trade Division is a good news. We've seen a lot of crises going on in Plateau State, criminal activities, communal clashes, religious brutality, and ethnocentric brutality as well. Plateau State has been in the news in the past few weeks, whereby we have a lot of communities being erased and being destroyed by most of these criminal elements. And when you have one or two persons who sells arms and ammunition to criminal elements being arrested by our government security forces, it's a good one for them, because for crime to flourish or for these guys to, continue exploiting the vulnerability of our security agents, they need arms and ammunition. Plateau State, from inception, I was born in the north, Borno State, I've been in Saeedu State and Zaria, and when I was a child, I think we'll be hearing about this ugly incident in Plateau State. It never started today. It's been a long time incident, and it has really, brought the state of Plateau to a negative limelight across the globe. And one would wonder if we have leadership in Plateau State. The governors claim they're doing their best. The security agencies also claim they're doing their best. But I will derive my judgment from the words of Sarah Pills. In 1822, during the police reform, he said, the best form of assessing the effectiveness of policing is the absence of crime. If you ask me to assess the present situation in Plateau State, I'm going to assess it by the words of Sarah Peace. Do we have criminal activities taking place in Plateau State? Yes, we have. Do we have communities living in a state of fear? Yes. A lot of people in Plateau State are living in a state of fear. So for me, I strongly believe that the situation in Plateau State has not been contained in respect of crime prevention methodology. So our government security forces must understand that they are solely there to bring Nigeria to a state of peace. So what I will advise the security forces in Plateau State is to carry out a crime mapping analysis. Because I observe, with due respect to our security forces, that we are being reactionary instead of being proactive. When you are being reactionary, you are going before the law. When you are being reactionary, you are going after the death of Nigerians, and that tells you that security has been defeated. For you to uphold security and safety, you must go before the law. You must go before the killings of Nigerians. So the arrest of these two guys in Plateau State is a good one, and I'm disappointed in the newsbreaker, because I had expected that they would have just keep quiet, and carry out the sting operation to arrest the rest accomplice. But now the news is all over the country that the Nigerian military have arrested some people in Plateau State, and those that are accomplice, the accomplice, they will take a departure, or they might want to run away from Plateau State, or maybe hide from being arrested. So that's why sometimes crime and management is very important. Intelligence management is also very important. But kudos to the Nigerian Army for a job well done.
Okay, so there are repeated allegations of sabotage or outright complicity against the military in some parts of the north. Do you think that there is sufficient sincere effort in addressing these misgivings from the locals against the military?
Fantastic question. You see, like Maiduguri, for example, some few years ago, most of these criminal elements, Boko Haram, for example, went to a community and killed almost everybody in that community. Why? They carried out this heinous act because they were informed that one or two of these community people were giving information to the Nigerian military, to the government security forces. And I rightly talked about information management and intelligence management. It's so sad that we have one or two bad elements within our security forces that also feed these terrorists the information they got. Because when Boko Haram carried out that deadly attack against the community, they were angry because they were passing through that community, and one or two persons briefed the Nigerian military. And some persons from the security agents, briefed Boko Haram that here's where we got the information from. So I think the Nigerian military, the Nigerian police needs to purge himself from internal threats, and those by one or two bad officers that are, sabotaging the effort of our brave officers and men, and also of our police officers. Some time ago, Boko Haram led an attack against our forces in a part of Maiduguri, and when these forces, they were decimated, and one of the Boko Haram that was on field was a soldier who was, within that unit. So if we want to get this fight right, first of all, the security agent must purge himself from those bad elements that are sabotaging their effort. Then secondly, they need to also, ensure that they manage information they are getting from the civilian populace, because nobody want to die giving out information. And that is where our forces need to understand that they need the people to succeed. They need the community to succeed, and that is where information management comes to play. When you get information from this neighborhood, from these communities, try and protect that information so that this neighbor, these communities don't get attacked by this criminal element. Then moving forward, I think for us to succeed in this fight against Boko Haram and this insurgents, we need to be truthful to ourselves. The military cannot fight this fight alone. When it comes to counter-insurgency, it's not all about military-centric effort. It's both military-centric and population-centric. The military are only there to, go after this criminal element, take hold and rebuild. The military are carrying out these three formations alone, which is not supposed to be. Because when it comes to counter-insurgency, you need to go after this element that is you take over the territory, you hold the territory and you build. So when the military take over, the political will should come aboard. But there's nothing much is coming from the political angle. The war has been left to our military guys alone, and that is not counter-insurgency. So counter-insurgency is both military-centric and population-centric. That means we need to have some political will to be able to wipe out these criminal elements invading our territorial space.
All right, Dr. Dickson, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts on that.
Thank you for having me.